What's going on, guys? So you are looking at our new F450 with our flog bumper on the front, which looks absolutely fantastic. That said, we bought a new vehicle. Now, I know that you guys are used to seeing this truck on my channel and the Denali, which is usually parked right here, but my wife's driving it right now. But we just picked up a new vehicle because I felt it was too good of a deal to pass up. Boy, how many times have somebody said that in a relationship, and that's kind of backfired on them. Anyways, let's talk about it. Hang tight. I'll be right back. So in front of you, you were looking at our 2025 Subaru, you heard me right, Subaru Legacy. Now, this is the premium package, which means it is a step up from the base model package. There's like 4, maybe 5 levels, and this is like number 2 in line, but it has several packages that have been included, which definitely enhance it and make it a little bit higher end than just a normal premium. Between this one and the step up, there are features that have been opted into this one that you would get standard on that one, such as the LED headlights, LED fog lights, sunroof, all of the safety features, all of that stuff baked into it. And a lot of folks are going to ask, why did we get this vehicle? And the answers are actually pretty clear. It is a very, very safe vehicle. It's a very reliable vehicle. It has absolutely phenomenal scores in reliability and safety, 5-star crash tests. It has all the new safety features built into it for blind spot mitigation, lane keeping, radar cruise control, you know, the brake, and even turning out of the way if there's an accident or if there's something in front of you that you need to avoid. It has all of those features built into it. It has a great technology package in it, plus the fact that it's a mid-size car, so it gives us the room that we're looking for if we want to use this, put the miles on this, get the good fuel economy that this has, and not do it on the big trucks. So that's the main reason. I do a lot of out-of-town driving, and when I'm traveling out of town, it's nice to have a vehicle that I don't worry as much about fuel economy. I don't worry as much about wear and tear. It's just basically a vehicle to get us around where we need to go. Whenever we were looking for it, we had a strict budget of $30,000 or less for a brand new vehicle, which is actually pretty dang difficult in 2024. So we looked at all of the normal contenders, including the new Hyundai Elantra, the Honda Accord, the Toyota Camry, the Chevy Malibu. What else did we look at? Ford doesn't make the Fusion anymore, so we really didn't have any Ford options when it came to a car. But the normal vehicles most people would select were definitely in that category or in the running. We never really even considered Subaru till we passed the dealership and we happened to see this red Legacy sitting out in front of the dealership. They were like, you know what, that looks really nice. Let's take a look at it. So from a curb appeal perspective, the vehicle looks fantastic. I mean, it has a really, really nice aggressive front end to it, very sleek and modern. I believe this was the refreshed styling in 2023 from the 2022 model, which had a little bit of a more plain looking front end to it. And when we stopped to take a look at it, the first thing I noticed was the pricing on it was pretty dang affordable. So this vehicle had like a $31,700 MSRP, and they were taking like $1,900 off. So I started researching why a 2025 model would have such big discounts on it, you know, when it's a brand new car, right? 2025, not even a 24. And I found out that 2025 is the last year of the Subaru Legacy, which is really kind of sad because Legacy has had a legacy of building really good cars, but they just don't sell compared to Toyota and Honda. You know, they are definitely on the lower sales volume. They're getting blown away by sales with these other brands. And I can definitely see why to some degree. Like the Honda and the Toyota look really nice from the outside. They've done some really great changes. But to me, the interior of both of those vehicles looks really, really plain unless you get like super high premium packages. But if you're getting that $30,000-ish package from Toyota or from Honda, you're getting a very, very plain interior. Now, if you look at Hyundai has kind of changed the whole way vehicles are manufactured. Their interiors look fantastic. Huge screens. It's almost like you're looking at an Escalade screen whenever you get into a Hyundai Elantra or a, what's the other one? The Sonata. And they're doing a lot of great things, but it's also caused their price to go up significantly and their availability to come down significantly. So it's harder to find those vehicles in the trim that you're looking for. And the Elantra to me is still too small, and it sits way low to the ground. It's like 4 or 5 inches lower to the ground than this vehicle, and this vehicle sits relatively low. So the reason why we ended up getting this vehicle is because it had a huge discount. We were able to even work it down even more. So off of that discount, we got another $1,700 off, which is really crazy. So we ended up getting this vehicle out the door for $32,000 even. That's tax, title tag, everything out the door. And it was just kind of a no-brainer, right? It gives us all the room we're looking for. It gives us the luxury we're looking for, the fuel economy we're looking for. Before we hop inside of the car, I'm going to show you a little bit of the outside here. Got this at the local Subaru dealership. Really, really nice. Kind of, it's more of a traditional, less super flashy rear end to it versus some of the other vehicles it's competing against from Honda and Toyota, but I still think it looks really nice. You have these really great accent LED light strips. There's incandescent bulbs for turn signals though. I wish there were LED bulbs. Everything else is LED but the turn signals. The front of the car also has a really nice aggressive look to it. It has LED headlights, LED fog lights, LED accent lights. It has incandescent turn signals, but get this, it has the auto-rotating LED headlights. So whenever you turn, they turn with the steering wheel, which is kind of cool because when you look at our F450 here, which also has it, you have to get a 450 or a Super Duty in a Platinum package in order to get that feature. So it's really nice to see that on this premium version of the Subaru Legacy, it's standard. That is really, really cool. I love the fact that it's there. I love the overall look to the front end of this vehicle. It looks aggressive, but it doesn't look crazy alien aggressive like the Hyundai Elantra or some of the other cars that you're seeing. And it doesn't have that really smushed front end to it like the Accord. So if I had to compare this to any of them, I think it's a little bit more on the Toyota Camry side of the house in terms of overall looks, but I like it. I think it's a really, really good looking front end. The light output is fantastic. It's probably the brightest I've seen and the widest of any of these full-size vehicles or mid to full-size vehicles, so I really like that. And I got to do it just to do it. Payload capacity on this vehicle is 850 pounds, which is actually a couple hundred pounds shy of a totally, completely loaded, limited Ram half-ton truck. Okay, so we're inside of the car now. Just want to show you around a little bit. I've already mounted a phone holder here, one up here, and also one for my camera whenever I do my rants up here. Pretty nice, big display. I mean, it's got a huge display right here, and that's one of the really nice things of this package is with the premium package, you're getting it with a much larger full touchscreen display. The display in here, the infotainment system, all of this feels very, very premium. So when you get into a $30,000 car, you're getting a lot of really, really great technology. Like I said, everything is touchscreen. It's got navigation built into it as well. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto for wireless connectivity also. So I don't have to plug my phone into this. I can literally just get in the vehicle, turn it on. It will link to my phone and I can use my navigation and all of those features. It does not have remote start on the key fob though. So in order to remote start this vehicle, you have to do it through the phone app, which I don't care for. I wish, you know, the technology is obviously in the vehicle to remote start it or wirelessly start it, but it just makes sense that they put it in the key fob because, you know, sometimes you're in a restaurant, it's super hot outside, and you just want to start the vehicle up so it's nice and cool before you get in there, and you don't want to have to open up your phone app to make that happen. But, you know, it's functional. It gives you the feature. You have to pay $100 for 3 years of it. That was one of those areas that, because of the discounting we got, they took that out, but then we just paid it at the dealership, and we ended up saving like $1,400 because of doing that. It uses analog gauges up here, so your whole gauge cluster except for the center is analog. And the center, you have a 4.3-inch little infotainment system. Fuel economy on this vehicle is pretty incredible. It is 27 in the city, 35 on the highway, and 30 combined. But they say, and a lot of Subaru owners say that you can actually get much, much better than that. So we've been driving it around the city, getting 33.2 miles per gallon so far, which is pretty dang awesome. But we just got this car like yesterday, so we've put 19 miles on it since we got the car. The steering wheel, nothing super crazy. It is a smaller, more sporty style steering wheel. It does have paddle shifting on it as well. Here are all your safety features. You have your distance for your radar cruise control, your lane keeping feature right here, all of your hands-free features, and because this does integrate with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you can still use your voice commands for all of that stuff, which is really nice. Your parking brakes here, I put a little magnetic phone mount right there, USB-C connectivity there, plus an auxiliary jack. Nobody's giving you auxiliary jacks anymore, so I love the fact that you have that there. There is no 12-volt outlet in this vehicle, so you don't have any place to plug in a traditional 12-volt outlet, but I don't think I'm going to be using a trailer camera or anything with this vehicle anyways. People also ask, can you flat tow this behind a motorhome? And the answer is no. This uses a symmetrical all-wheel drive system, and there's no way to safely flat tow this specific Subaru. I think there's only one Subaru that you can do that with, and I can't remember. I think the WRX, or it's a super sporty one that's only a two-wheel drive, but every other Subaru is four-wheel drive, and you cannot flat tow modern Subarus. I think if it was a standard, you could. There were ways to do that, but on your newer ones that are automatic, yeah, you are not advised to flat tow them, so keep that in mind. One thing I found really difficult was actually resetting my fuel economy meter right there, my trip meter, and I found out that there's a little button right there. I had to watch a YouTube video to find that out. Trunk release down here, you can change the dimming of your gauges and your infotainment system over there. There's a lot of information on this screen. That's the one thing that I really don't care about, is just the sheer amount of information that they fit on the screen of this specific unit. I mean, it's pretty insane. When you hit certain buttons, I mean, check it out. It's absolutely mind-boggling how they fit everything on here, and it makes it super busy. I really don't like that. I like the simplistic view a lot of domestic manufacturers have gone to, like Ford with my my sync system in my Ford. It's just a really intuitive, super easy to use system. Now, from a driving impressions, I'll give you guys some driving impressions if this is something you even care about. I'm sure about 90% of people who watch my channel have opted to not watch this video anymore, which is totally fine, but just so you guys know, I want to give you a clear evaluation of the different vehicles that we own, especially when we move into a very unconventional vehicle for this channel. But so far, driving this vehicle has been fine. It's got under 200 horsepower. It's got under 200 pound-feet of torque, something like that. It's a 2.5-liter boxer engine with a continuous variable transmission. It's a really comfortable ride. This suspension system, and Subaru's always done great with suspension and handling. It is absolutely phenomenal. The vehicle does not feel light. It doesn't feel like hollow like a lot of your lower end vehicles. It feels very solid. It feels like you're in a much nicer vehicle from a cost perspective than what you're paying for. I mean, it really does. It's like the ultimate value if you are okay with having like analog gauge clusters and things like that. But even then, this to me looks a lot nicer than some of those really small 7-inch screens that you're starting to see on a lot of vehicles. We hopped into a Buick Envista, I think is what it was, and it just had like a 7-inch screen. Everything else was kind of blacked out around it, and it looked really cheap. This, to me, still looks kind of classy and classic, which I do like. I have a power front driver seat. It's a 10-way power adjustable seat with 2 lumbar controls. The passenger seat is not power, it's manual. It does not rise up high enough, so I'm going to have to probably put a pillow or something there for my wife because she sits down really low inside of it. This package did come equipped with the sunroof and a moonroof, which is really nice. I really don't care for them, but it's nice to know that we got it with this package. I love the fact that there's a sunglass holder up here. My GMC Denali pickup truck doesn't even have that, which is odd, but this does. It has a standard mirror with HomeLink and your compass up here in the top corner. But overall, this is pretty cool. And from a back seat perspective, you can see we have our daughter's seat back here. There's tons of room. This is definitely like a full-size car feeling interior. Really nice. I love the fact that they give you the adjustable sides right here, which a lot of vehicles don't in this price range, which is really cool to see that you have. I wish this had memory seats. That's probably the one feature that I wish this vehicle had that it does not have. Aside from that, though, power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, all the features you need from a technology perspective. I mean, it has literally every feature you probably need. Has heated seats, which, I mean, who would have thought you could have gotten that in a $30,000 car, right? Unless you were getting a super compact car in the highest trim. Satellite radio. It's just a really nice car, and it's going to work out really well for us and for our needs. They called us back right after we bought it, and they sold us on a warranty that they were trying to sell us at first for like $2,700 for 84 months or 100,000 miles, but then they sold it to us for $1,700 for the exact same warranty when we left the dealership. So you can always negotiate for that kind of stuff, and remember to do that. But what do you guys think? I'd love to know what your opinion is. I'd love to hear your feedback and comments. Cloth seat, which I'm actually a big fan of as well. But yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.